Good morning, everyone. Good morning to the entire world. This is none other than the super excited distributor, Mr. Francis Njoroge from Empowered Consumerism. Welcome to my channel again. This happens to be part 3 of our intensive back to basic training. I'll be talking about the offline ways, basically how you're going to generate contacts from the offline facilities. Allow me to talk briefly about the offline because as well, our business is based back to offline prospecting. Initially, we are working in a very serious and a very powerful business because initially this business would be done offline. Some of the companies have been there for long. And these companies were building entirely on the friend-to-friend recommendation basis, the offline marketing. But right now, it becomes more powerful that we are now able to merge our concept of internet marketing, our concept of networking plus internet marketing. It now becomes magical. Now, let me talk about the offline ways because as well, this is a very powerful way of generating new contacts. I'll talk about the first one, which happens to be the most powerful. It is called friend-to-friend recommendation. Very simple. As we speak right now, how many people do you have in your contact book, in your phone book? Some will say 500. I know others will say, like, I think I have 2,000. Others will say 500, 1,000, and there and about. But I decided to give an example with the list, assuming you're pretty new. You only have a list, a phone book of only 200 people. And you, first of all, the way you approach these people, don't approach them directly because they'll say no to your opportunity. You approach these people indirectly. Hey Mark, how are you? Good morning. I just came across a nice powerful business opportunity that can see someone make money and generate and have fun at the same time. I know you're a busy man. I would like you to recommend just a few of your friends. I help them, I support them. They'll be mentored and coached by our leaders, and they'll be in a position to make this amount every single week. So by so doing, Mark, number 1, will say, I'm interested. So Mark will give you 9 plus himself. That makes 10. So if level 1, I call this level 1 friendship of only 200. If level 1 friendship give you only 10 each, 10 contacts, level 2, you have over 2,000 people that you can reach out to. Remember the magic? Write them down. They have to be written down, the 2,000. Now, if you talk to the 2,000 people and each gives you only 10, my mom is not in Nairobi, but she can tell me 10 people who are in this city and they're looking for an extra income. So if the 2,000 give you 10 each, at level 3, we are talking about 20,000 contacts that you can reach out to. If the 20,000 at level 3 of friendship gives you 10 each, at level 4, you can reach out to over 200,000 contacts. And finally, look at the network that you command. You are able to get up to 2 million people to come see, and definitely from this your team is exploding in a big way. Now, number 2, allow me to talk about the word of mouth advertising, which is similar to friend-to-friend recommendation. This is called woman, as you can see, because woman they have the power to build from the word of mouth. We all know how they do their salons and all this by the power of the word of mouth advertising network. Then finally, as I'm talking about number 3, it's called the 1 meter rule. 1 meter rule simply means talking to everyone who is within 1 meter stretch. Anyone you can anyone you can stretch your hand and touch, that person you can share our opportunity. And finally, cold marketing. Cold marketing simply means going out there, dressing entirely to go out there and collect contacts. It becomes very powerful and magical, especially when you are dressed to the occasion. That's the offline. Now, as I'm finishing up on the ways of prospecting is called a blog. What is a blog? A blog, by the way, is a short form of a web blog, which is actually a platform where a writer or a group of writers share their views on a certain subject. I use this as a long-term prospecting tool. this is able to generate, like as you're beginning right now, you will need to go very, very crazy on the previous activity, the social media platforms, the job sites. But as your organization is growing, you will need more leads to be generated by the use of a blog. So how are you able to generate? How are you able to create your own simple blog? You can get it from this website, wordpress.com. Then you can use the Blogger, which is mainly from Google under the Blogspot. So as at this point, you're able to generate a very, very simple blog, and you can use this blog and sponsor it on Facebook, on other social platforms, and leads will be coming your way. I'll be taking you through this training on how to do a blog later. It is quite intensive. I'll be taking you through how to do a blog later, but this is something everyone can do as at now. So sponsor that, you can be able to sponsor the blog online. And finally, it is important that as I'm finishing up with my training, I give you some few bonus tips. And all that I've taken you through requires a lot of massive action. You just have to go out there and do it in a huge and crazy way. That is what we call massive action. Intense, we usually say you compress your time frame. What you wanted to do in 5 years, you do it in 2 years. That is what we call compressing time frame. So massive action will always lead to massive results or massive success. It is all about going massive, being intense, outworking everyone else in the business. Let it be said that from the training that you learned, you are the hardest worker. You went to the most number of groups, you went to the most number of pages, you went to the most number of job sites. Your blog is running everywhere. That is what you call about massive action. And the moment you have massive action, leads will be coming your way in a big way, and that leads to conversion rates. The number of prospects on this side will definitely convert into the number of people who sign up into your organization. Massive action will always lead to massive results and massive success. And finally, bonus point number 2, discipline. Discipline is mainly viewed on a negative perspective. But I want us to look at it as this other side of effort, just doing what it takes. Discipline, that urge of pushing yourself, it is not going to be easy. That is what we talk about, discipline. Because definitely, the moment you are disciplined, the rewards will be automatic. Jim Rohn, there is a quote I read from Jim Rohn some few years ago. Discipline is the magic part of the process, by Mr. Jim Rohn. I remember I read that quote and I was living in the wrong side of town. I wrote it down in a clean paper and I stick it next to my bedroom. So wherever I'm trying to sleep, I would wake up and read from Jim Rohn. Discipline is the magic part of the process, and trust me, I was out of that bed like never again. So discipline happens to be the major bridge between your realities and the dreams that you admire. So all in all, guys, the most important thing is for us to do what we have learned. I wish you nothing but the best. I wish you success in the business. I wish you happiness. Enjoy this process as you're building your organization. I'm excited to tell you, you are the next big success. I'm excited to tell you that everything that has been achieved by top earners, by top achievers, are just examples of what is possible for you. More power to the Alpha team, more power to the empowered consumerism, and above all, more power to you.